What's happening? What's happening? It's happening. What's happening?
We're going to the grid.
Oh no.
Hang on, I know how to do this. Hello and welcome to the ParkStop podcast, episode 51. My name is Alicia Stella. With me as always is my co-host Ian.
Hey kids.
And that concludes the energy portion of this program.
Good night.
We can't start like that.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm awake.
And today we are talking about TRON Lightcycle Run.
Oh yeah, we did go on that, didn't we?
The pause is for the slash. Like you.
Wait, isn't it a hyphen?
Lightcycle, because there's no power, right? It's just Lightcycle Run.
Run. Yeah, you're right. There is no power, is there? There's no power. It's just magic.
It's because I think they were trying to be like, it's a prompt. Like you're running a program, you type in run after the slash.
Isn't the yeah, I mean, but isn't it right next to the power station? Is it still called the power station? Am I delusional and tired already?
Do you mean the gift shop at Space Mountain?
Yeah.
They rethemed it. It has, did you see it? It has a clock with like a new Tomorrowland image that pays tribute to old stuff.
That looks really cool, actually, that graphic. I like that.
Look, we're already talking about how this ride has affected the land. We're already into the episode. It's happening. It's happening by accident.
We're doing things.
We went on the ride, though.
We did go on the ride. It was a fun ride. Did you like the ride?
I did like the ride. It's technically not open yet, right? Not until April 4th.
April 4th.
These are things that should be in front of me.
April, because if they did it on April 1st, everyone would think it was a joke, right?
And if it had opened 5 days earlier, it would have been inside the 18-month window of the Walt Disney World's 50th anniversary celebration.
Yep.
It just made it outside the window. It was
just
so close.
A bit outside.
So close.
Yeah. So you have fun? You've been on a few times, right?
I have been on it a few times. Look, I'm gonna say right now, we're not gonna talk about how long it took to build or that it's a clone of an attraction.
Okay.
And we're not gonna make fun of it.
Not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit. We're going to move past that.
Come on.
And we're just going to talk about it on its own merits, its own existence.
You saw I defended it once, which was weird. I felt weird after that.
Well, okay. Yeah. See, we got to go with our friend Sky to a cast member preview a few weeks ago.
Hi, Sky. Thank you.
And yes, they're very kind to invite us. And we had a very, very fun day. And maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe it's like rose-colored glasses. But I had a really good day. So my first experience with this attraction was very positive.
You had a really horrible coffee that you can't stop drinking, too.
I love that coffee. It is so nasty. So then getting off the ride, like I got off it, I'm smiling and I had so much fun. And I'm thinking to myself, that was longer than I expected, which is not what anyone else is going to say. I'm going to be the only person to ever say that.
It was longer than I expected.
Because everyone was talking about how short it is.
Yeah. So I was expecting way shorter than that.
Right. And I saw like there was a little POV clip posted on like official Disney channels on social media. And it does this little static blurb and skips like half the ride. So people thought that was the entire ride. So I'm sitting there going, oh, it's like really short. But then it keeps going past the static blip.
Yep.
And that part was my favorite part. So
yeah, I don't know. I think it's cool. It's fun.
It is very fun. It's I was very surprised by how much I liked it. And having ridden it multiple times since that first time, because we rode it 2 times that time.
Yep.
And then cast members actually got to go back. It's very rare that cast members get a extended extra previews time and pass holders get less previews time, but good for cast members for once.
Yeah.
I got to go back and ride, and I rode in the front row. Every time I say that, I sound like Scooby-Doo. Front row. And so I've ridden on the bike and I've ridden in the special back seat. And then we went for a pass holder preview 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
And we got to ride at night.
Yep. Which was awesome. Very cool.
It was.
It was way better.
Do you think it's way better at night?
I think it's way better at night because you get the full. So I think the parks are just better at night. The lighting and everything, they can control things a little bit better. I don't know. I think it looks better.
Well, the exterior is definitely beautiful at night. That's for sure.
You can see it from almost everywhere, as we found out.
Yeah, we were in front of the Little Mermaid and like, hey, look, there's Tron. But also, I didn't notice Space Mountain was so prominent. Like, if it's not glowing blue in a dark black sky, you're not going to notice it. But as soon as it's not nighttime, like, oh, look, Space Mountain's visible from everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's no different than that.
No, it's not at all. Well, it's a little brighter, and it's a little more. The lights move a little bit, change
That's true. They
a little
pulsate.
bit. So,
They pulsate. Yeah.
and they light up when the cars go by. They have those certain lights go on when a car goes by.
Hexagons.
The train.
The hexagons light up.
The hexagons.
I like it too. If you look really closely at the canopy material, it's all digital.
Yeah, it looks good.
Like, they must have spent a lot of money on that, and like, it's a tiny detail that you can only tell when you're getting really close.
Yeah, and you can only see it in a couple spots that close.
But yeah, no, I really like the ride. Okay, good night, everyone.
Yep, we're done. Goodbye.
Yes.
What? What were you gonna ask?
Go. Mm-hmm. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I do like that we got another attraction that didn't replace or remove something, and it actually added capacity to a park for a change.
Yeah.
Enjoy that.
When was the last one? Rat Ride was probably the last one that did that.
Yeah, probably. We need more of that, please.
I mean, we've gotten a few of them after a long time of only replacements. I'm trying to think of what else was new to be added. Because like Frozen was a replacement.
Yep.
Cosmic Rewind is a replacement. That's all I can think of right now.
I can't think of
Toy
much.
Story Land and Star Wars are like half and half. Because we did lose the stunt show, and we did lose the backlot tour, and we did lose like an area that you could walk around.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a replacement. But I think it's a net positive because we have more rides than we did before.
Yeah, that park really needs a lot more rides. I can't believe how quickly we got that done when Sal was here, and then we caught up with you guys.
Yeah.
Like, literally did the whole park by like 11:30, and we were like, we had 2 rides left that we could have done them by probably 12:30 or 1, but we left for a little while.
But Rock and Roller Coaster was closed, right?
Yeah, and Rock and Roller Coaster was closed, so we would have had 3 to do at night.
Right. So like that's the thing with Hollywood Studios. You close one ride and it's like a third the park is gone.
Yeah, and the park is so few rides that all the waits are ridiculous, even on like less busy days. It was pretty crazy.
Non-Star Tours, you could walk right on Star Tours.
Yeah, well, actually, Star Tours that day, if we didn't go on it right away, every time I went back, it was about 40-minute wait.
Really? Good.
Yeah.
Good for her. Good
Yeah.
for her.
Yeah.
So speaking of Rock and Roller Coaster,
Uh-huh.
I would say that Tron is like a modern version of that kind of ride.
I'd say so too. I mean, yeah, I think it's pretty
It has
close.
a very fast launch. It's like indoors, the Gravity Building for most of it. It's instead of flats, it's got digital flats. And
digital flats.
It's
screens,
essentially-
also known as screens.
No, because like the actual screens on the Tron ride are only like at the end. It's
I
more
know.
like there's arches you go through, and
Yeah.
like Cosmic Rewind just lights up a flat, but like these are digital flats. Like they have actual lights on them and stuff and projections. So it's not just like, yeah, it's got some like, and there's a mirror gag. That's pretty good. I'm all for a mirror gag.
Yeah, it's really well done. I mean, I kind of, as much as I like it and as much as I'm kind of happy we have it, I just wish we got something, even if they changed that attraction a little bit. Like Jayla and I were talking, if it was a racing coaster instead, just like one little alteration, just some kind of thing, something different.
It would take up twice as much room though, or have twice as less track, and then it would be even smaller.
Or have twice as much track so you could race people.
Well, the building's already pretty big, so it would have to be outdoors, I think, if it's dueling. Is there such a thing as an indoor dueling coaster?
I don't know. They could have done it though.
I feel like they could have fit it in the Cosmic Rewind building, but this one's like half that size.
They could have done it. I think they could have done it.
Cosmic Rewind feels like an evolution of Space Mountain to me.
It does. It also feels
because of the star fields.
yeah. It feels a little short to me. It's like if you want to talk about short, that feels a little short. It's still
Cosmic
fun,
Rewind
though.
Feels short.
Yeah, a little bit.
It plays like a whole song.
I know.
It's like 3.5 minutes.
I know.
2.5 times longer than Tron.
I know it's not short. It just feels short.
It's because you're having fun. Time moves fast.
Well, it's because I'm singing along to whatever I'm listening to. Probably.
Okay. So it's not like I want to issue a retraction, but I went on Cosmic Rewind recently with Nene.
Yeah.
And we got Disco Inferno. And I think I like that song better than September now.
I think I'm gonna have to say that going on any attraction with Disco Inferno with Nene would make anything better.
Right. So here's the thing. Now that I've memorized, like I know where all the turns are and stuff, and I'm not going to get nauseated like I used to on the first three rides.
Yeah,
Now that I know where everything is and how it's going to turn, we just danced the whole time.
that's what I'm saying.
We're like singing along and dancing and like disco dancing while moving with the ride vehicle. And
Like I said.
I feel like this ride is a party, but unfortunately, like the first time I went on it, like I had anxiety at the party and I just wanted to be a wallflower. And it took me, going to the party a few times before I really got into the groove. But now that I'm gotten into the groove, it's a pretty fun party.
Yeah, I mean, it's all right. It's fine. It's fun. It's all right.
I like it for what it is now that I know what it is. It's not like a normal coaster. Like I went on Iron Gwazi the other day,
Hmm.
at dusk by myself in the front row in an empty train with just me. And Iron Gwazi, it still scares the heck out of me, but at least I know which direction I'm going. Like I can see the coaster track ahead of me. I know I'm about to go into a barrel roll, although it does
Hmm.
that reverse barrel roll thing where like halfway through it's like just kidding and it goes the other way. But other than that, I know which direction I'm going. I see straight down 90 degrees. I'm about to go down. Cosmic Rewind the first few times was just scary because it's like I don't know where I'm going. It's dark, but
Yeah,
that's a Space Mountain type of feeling.
it is.
So, but I've gotten used to it now. I've grown to like it, and also. I was with Jalen at Busch Gardens. I wish that he was standing there and could hear because I want to know what one person screaming on a roller coaster sounds like from a distance. Because if every single time I took a turn or went through a barrel roll on Iron Gwazi, it must have been like, "Ah,
we
ah,"
did
just
we
like
did
in the distance, one little
Oh
scream.
yeah, in the distance, but we did see somebody go on Tron by themselves after the previews for us shut down. That was pretty funny. It just one dude comes rolling out screaming. It was great.
Oh, I don't normally scream on coasters, but I always do like the first time.
I
Speaking of
can't
Busch
really
Gardens,
I can't really scream.
I went on the yeah. I don't think you're capable of it. I don't know
I
if your
can't do the
vocal
high I
cords.
can't do the high pitched noise that it would require for me to scream.
I went on the Serengeti Flyer for a media event as a preview. And I don't know why, but I was like terrified because
Hmm.
I've never been on a screaming swing before, and they filmed me while I went on it, and I involuntarily screamed 3 times.
It's so good. That video is great.
I'm like, this isn't so bad.
That video is so good. It's
Like,
so fun.
but it wasn't. It was actually really fun. I want to go on it. It's like I have only been on it the once, but like it's actually just like a really big swing, like a playground swing. But it looks more imposing when you're looking at it. But it
Oh, I'm
moves.
sure.
It moves like slowly. It's not like it doesn't let gravity let it fall. It's kind of relaxing in a way. But no, I was terrified. What was I talking about?
I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know.
Tron.
Oh yeah,
Tron was
Tron.
just fun. I wasn't scared on Tron. I just had fun from the first time. I was
Yeah,
like, this is fun.
it's just fun. I think people are just like incapable of giving Disney any kind of win right now. It's just ridiculous.
I'm laughing at the.
Like
Yes, that sounds true. That sounds accurate.
like I mean, I'm not saying it's like they hit a grand slam, but it's a fun ride. It's well themed. It looks good in Tomorrowland, which needs some love, and it has added capacity to that park. I mean, you got to give them at least a little bit of a nod of some kind. But
It is at like the highest level of thrill you usually get from Disney.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it's interesting that we've kind of gotten two in a row because we got Cosmic Rewind and we got Tron. And they are much like Rock and Roller Coaster. And I'll even throw Everest in there because Everest gets to people with the backwards up motion.
yeah, for sure.
So like these are the most thrilling coasters at Walt Disney World. Like we've had things like Thunder Mountain and Space Mountain and then even Mine Train. So it's neat that we kind of have the upper level. I'm
Yeah, yeah,
surprised still that they built one that goes upside down with Rock and Roller Coaster.
I
Like
know.
that seems like the most non-Disney thing to go upside down like twice too on that ride.
Yeah, but they did it.
They did. It happened. And then this one has a similar type launch, but it doesn't go upside down. Instead, it has the unique seating configuration, which like makes it different on its own.
Yeah, I like, and though I think they those pauses are in good spots. There's like three, right, where you slow down a little bit to catch your breath before they throw you back into it. They're
Right.
they're pretty nicely placed too.
It's like a 3-act structure in there in that
Yeah, yeah,
building.
for
It has
sure.
3 different storylines. Like the first one, you have to go through the arches and then collect points or something,
Hmm.
and there's like a voiceover, and it's telling you how many points you're earning going through the energy thingies. I don't know, and then it gives you a little break, and then you go down to the next one, and it does the you're racing against Team Orange against you, and it's the mirror gag where your ride vehicle turns orange so that the
Yep.
mirror looks like you're racing against orange. It's so clever. And then you go through another break, and then the third part is the screen portion where you right up against them and they crash. I see a lot of people complain about the brakes, and it's like I would agree with something like Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket. The brakes on those annoy me to no end,
Yeah, I don't like that
but
ride.
that's because it gets less fun every time you brake.
Yeah, I
Like
don't. I don't like that ride.
this one, because it's like inside of a building, it's well themed, it has a bunch of darkness and lights, and I told Jalen it looks like the casino levels on Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Like it's just layered. It's
but
like
especially, but especially that first break though, it like you go and you slow down and get thrown right into a dive. You know what I mean?
well
Like it's kind
in
of
the
cool.
we rode in the back row 2 nights ago, or
Yeah,
the
I
back
like the
couple
back.
rows.
The
The
back on
back
that's great.
feels better on those brakes because it pulls you, it tugs you. So it almost feels like a boost. The first time I rode it, I thought there was little boosts at the end of the brake runs, but it turns out it's just you're being pulled. So I rode in the front row, and the the
Front row
view for
raggy.
the launch in the front row is unparalleled. It is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
best part of that ride. You definitely have to do the launch in the front row. But then while the ride is moving, somehow move to the back row for the inside portion, and you'll get the perfect ride because the back row inside is amazing. In the front, you pass all the screens before stuff happens. You don't like you're already down the hill before it gets fast. It's like the Thunder Mountain principle. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of
if you're
course.
in the back row, you're getting tugged and thrown around, and it is so much more fun inside that building.
Yeah, I
So
like the back row.
but speaking of, okay, let's talk about the seating arrangements.
Oh boy. Okay.
Did you ride in the special seat at
I
one
didn't.
point?
I did not get to the special seat.
You've never ridden in the special seat.
Nope. I got all the motorcycles. All
I've
the light
ridden in the
cycles, I should
special
say.
seat as much as I've ridden in the regular seat, and I kind of like the special seat better.
Yeah. The light cycle is great when you're moving, but when you're not moving, it's kind of gets a little uncomfortable. Like when you're waiting at the end to unload and stuff, you're just stuck leaning forward.
I
You can only
mean,
come up so far.
right. It's not as bad as something like Manta, like a flying coaster,
Hmm.
where it's just I'm in intense pain and I don't want to be on this anymore.
Yeah. No, it's not
It's
like
just
that.
it's a mild inconvenience.
Yeah, I usually end up like crossing my arms and leaning on what would be a fuel tank on a regular motorcycle, like the centerpiece,
Yeah.
and kind of prop myself up a little bit. But
For me, it hurts my thighs. Like it has a thin layer of foam, but it's not
no,
foamy enough. It just feels like I'm straddling pain.
yeah, it's not great. It's when you're moving though, and you're not paying attention to that stuff. It's kind of awesome. But as
No,
soon
it's
as
a
you
fun
stop, you're like,
position for the ride.
yeah.
It's
As soon as you
just
stop,
yeah.
you're like, okay, off now, please, thank you.
But I like the back special row because like for anyone listening, they have regular seating. Like you sit like normal,
Pretty
sit straight up, and they
pretty
have a normal
forgiving.
lap, and you have a lap bar, and it's better for certain body dimensions, but it's also the ADA transfer seating, so like it's useful. And I think someone told us they have 3 trains now instead of 2 that have the special back row. It looks like a
Yeah,
little Volkswagen a Beetle like
it
back
does. It
there.
looks great.
um,
Tron Beetle.
Tron Beetle, but also besides being more comfortable, like that back row is kind of violent.
Yeah,
So,
of course it is. It's the last row.
right? So it kind of is the better experience for the inside portion, at least after the launch. But also you feel like safer because you're in a lap bar instead of leaning forward and yeah,
Trapped,
and
pinned
only
by
really
posts in
pinned
a
by your
back.
knee essentially.
Yeah, pinned by posts in your back. Stay there.
I mean, it just the back one is like a security blanket. It doesn't actually do anything. You can lift your body up.
Yeah,
So the
it
back
gives you a
one's
little
not
bit of
really
movement.
holding you.
The launch is kind of fun if you like get yourself up almost in an upright position because then you're getting like full force wind in your face. It's great.
Back's just gonna snap backwards.
It's gonna be fine.
Gonna catch a
It's gonna
wind
be
draft.
fine.
But it is weird that like the back of your knee is the only thing holding you in, and the configuration of your twisted legs is
Yeah,
just like you can't go anywhere. I mean, unless your legs snapped in 2 places,
that sounds great.
you're pretty safe.
Sounds great.
I did find for people that were worried that it was more forgiving than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I mean, we none of us had problems, so
I think Flight of Passage is less forgiving. I think Flight of Passage has more issues with people fitting than this does, because the Flight of Passage does have to lock your back in.
yeah,
This one really is all about if you can get that peg lined up with your calf muscle correctly or not.
yeah, behind your knee.
Yeah, if your calf muscle and the length of your leg doesn't line up, you're not going to fit. But everywhere else, like, there's more room for my waist than I ever could have imagined.
Yeah, the person
So
in front of us on our last ride had to bail. They almost fit in. They were so close. I was hoping for them, but they just couldn't get it over their legs.
yeah, and you can't, like, you might not be able to, like, know, like, someone who might wear a larger pant size will be fine, and someone who it doesn't might not. It comes down to legs.
Yeah, it comes down to your leg shape.
So, and there is that. It's unfortunate because, like, the test seat is also a photo op, so there's a long line for the test seat outside,
Yeah, that's
and
a
it's not the
shame.
best move because, like,
Yeah,
everyone's watching. It's right there. It should be.
I
If you
hate
want a
that.
photo op, have a photo op. If you want a test seat,
Yeah,
have a test seat.
I hate that the test seats are always like so front and center. Like it's not embarrassing enough. You got to try it sometimes. Speaking as someone who used to be really, really large, just give me like a corner, like tuck it in a corner somewhere, so I don't have like people staring at me.
Hagrid does a little bit better, I think. I don't think people notice it's there all the time, but then it also has the inside one.
Yeah, the inside
So
one. I always
the
get
inside one
questions.
is really tucked away.
It's
Luckily.
funny. Yeah, their check at Hagrid is, have you ridden this before? When they look at you,
Yeah, they're trying to be caught, like, polite about it.
yeah, it's
They're like, "Hey, by the way, just wanted to know, have you written this before?" I've gotten that a few times when it first opened, and I was like,
I
"Yes,
get
I
it
wrote it."
once. I get it once in a while. I'm like, yes, a lot. I've ridden this a lot. Yeah, that's their polite way of asking.
But, like, with Hagrid, it you might fit better on the bike seat than the sidecar because the bike seat has, like, no walls to hold you in or anything. Like, I
Yeah,
think that's how Tron is. It's like you have more room. It's just the leg restraint.
even the legs, the foot position on Hagrid is a little uncomfortable for me. The way that they lock down the lap bar, but
Really?
yeah, because I want my feet to go a little bit farther forward, so I have a little more give.
Hmm.
But it kind of pins my legs in a weird position. It's not super uncomfortable, but I did notice that, especially last time I rode.
Because you want to sit on it like you sit on your actual motorcycle.
Yeah, I'd be more comfortable that way. But it is a British bike, and I did have one of those, but still my pegs were forward. But yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's a little more relaxed if I can like sit back a
So
little bit.
what is Tron more like? Like
Tron
one
is
of
more
those,
like
a sport bike?
Yeah, it's a sport bike
Okay.
setup.
Where you're just essentially kneeling and laying down.
Yeah, and on a sport bike, like you don't have obviously there's no kneeling. You just kind of like straddle the bike and put your feet on the pegs. But
Yeah, no pegs here.
Nope.
Except behind your knee.
you get like weird, like I don't even know. They're like little plates for your feet to go on.
Now, we're on a podcast right now. It feels like we're just having a normal conversation because we are. But I do remember we are on a podcast. I don't want to, like, suggest everyone wait in line for the special back row seat. It should probably be reserved for people who need it. Or in Jen's case, who are too terrified to ride this coaster at all. And I convinced her by putting her in the normal seat with the lap bar.
Yeah.
It worked, though. She liked it.
She did. We thought we got off of that. We were like, immediately, no, Jen is not going to want to go on.
Yeah, the first time we rode that, as soon as it got to the launch, I'm like, nope, she's not going to ride this. And then last minute when we went to the preview, because I signed her up for it anyway, she's like, all right, I'm going to take Dramamine. She liked it, though. She liked it more than Cosmic Rewind. She said she'll go on it again.
Yay.
So,
it's a win if Jen will go on it again.
Might even be able to convince her to do the bike one. No, probably not.
No, but we can try. So wait, I wonder if maybe, I don't know, we might have to ask her to be like, is it better if you're motion sick prone? Is it better in the seat or on the bike?
Yeah, I would.
I would think the seat would be better, but
the seat's got to be better. Like the seats, although the seat, because it's in the back row, is very violent.
It is.
Like it has its own downfall for people who are scared of coasters. Like so.
Yeah, but I like the back row in most coasters. So.
Yeah, well, if you're worried about the bike being uncomfortable for whatever physical condition you might have, the back row is much better. Let's just say that.
Yeah, or motion sickness. I would guess it'd be better back there. I wouldn't know, but I'm guessing.
Yeah, probably, but also use the motion wristbands that are supposed
Oh,
to help and take Dramamine because that's what
yeah.
she did.
Jen was ready to go. She was all check marks were checked.
But when we go on Cosmic Rewind, she has to sit at the bench afterward, and then like 1,000 cast members come up to us. Are you okay? Are you going to be okay? Do you need a bathroom? Are you okay? But like she didn't have. She just kept walking with us at Toronto. We walked all the way across the park. She never had to sit down once.
Yeah, as soon as we got to the last area before, where we were waiting for unload, I yelled back at you guys. I was like, "Is everybody alive?" Just to see if she was okay. And
She
you
was
both
fine.
yelled really quickly, yes. So yeah, I knew she was good.
She liked it. So there you go. That's I think someone made a mention on Twitter that like if it was any longer, I don't think it would be as family friendly
I
because
think
it does a good job of straddling, so to speak, that line of
it
being
does.
still family friendly while being a very fast roller coaster.
It does. I think I don't think adding length to it would serve that ride any. Like what else are you gonna do on it? You've done like drops, you dropped in, you got launches. Like what else are you gonna do on it? They're not gonna it's Disney, so it's probably not gonna go upside down with that seating configuration.
No, 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 no,
So
no, no.
I mean, like what else could you do? I don't think it's gonna serve anything. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
make the ride better to be longer, in my opinion. I think they did everything they could do to make it fun.
You know what else I really like?
Hmm.
No offense to Cosmic Rewind, but I'm getting tired of the pre-shows. I'm getting tired, and I'm not the only one because once you get to the teleportation room, everyone moves to the door like they're already ready to
Yeah,
move
we're
on to
like,
the rest of the queue.
let's go. We're done.
So, and like that one pre-show, the first pre-show, when it cuts to Terry Crews, like it was funny the first time, but it just feels so long and drawn out now. Like where he's like,
Yeah.
Epcotians. Does anyone know what they call themselves? Like, it's just like, oh, okay, I've been through this so many times. So on Tron, it's this cute little room, and it says "Prepare to be digitized." Thwomp. And then the music from the Tron Legacy plays, and
And
then
the
you go
cool
on the
thing
ride.
happens,
That's
and then
it.
you go on the ride. Yep.
And you go on the ride, and it's kind of refreshing
It
to
is. I
not
like
have
that.
to sit and endure 15 to 20 minutes of pre-shows.
I hate that there's so. Why are we getting more pre-shows lately? I mean, besides Tron, like it seems like we're getting like more, and they're getting longer. It's like this doesn't make me feel like I'm in the attraction yet. It just feels like you're stalling.
And not for Rise. I like Rise. I like all of the pre-shows for Rise. They're still entertaining to me.
I don't know about that. Opal doesn't agree.
Well, we've talked about me and Kylo Ren. Let's not get into that. But I do like even the first one with Rey, incoming transmission from Rey. Like it feels like it keeps moving. Like everything's very fast. Like there's BB-8, and then Rey comes, and then we talk to Poe Dameron, and then we move on. Like it's very, very go, 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 go. It's not slow and trotting like the Cosmic Rewind one is.
I don't need all the pre-shows. I get it. We're going on a ride. Stuff's gonna happen. Let's go. Something's gonna go terribly wrong. That's it. We're done. We're good.
At least we have Drax.
Yeah. The best part of that ride, in my opinion.
First there was toast, now there is cake. This mission is making me so hungry. It's like, okay, that's funny. Thank you.
Yeah. Drax is amazing.
Although the awkward pausing, like who was it that said that? Like it feels like that the actors have never met each other before when they're filming. I just it feels like they're in different rooms, maybe. I don't know, but
Yeah,
there's
I
that
don't know.
pause when he goes, wait. And then like, did he forget his line? Are we're waiting? They can't cut. Like
He's just waiting for everybody to be quiet in the pre-show room so he can make his joke.
yeah, but everyone's just sitting by the door facing the other direction.
Yeah, they're like, time to go. Let's go.
Oh, so Tron.
Tron's good. It's fun.
I like that's I've seen a lot of people do this too. They're like, I don't have much to say about it. It's
Oh.
fine. It's fine.
The lockers are great. It's kind of like Velocicoaster lockers, but we have found in our experimentations, the magic bands seem to work better than the cards they give you, or
Well-
even year passes, because we had trouble with those.
Well, here's the thing. I went a week later without you,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they
I know.
fixed it. The range
they
on
fixed
the
it?
the range on the RFID was affecting not just the cards, but also people's magic bands. So they
Interesting.
expanded the range just slightly, like millimeters, and now it works perfect for even the card. Because I tried it with a card last time and it worked
Nice.
perfect.
Yeah,
on
because the
first
magic
try.
band was just like perfect. It's like instantly
Yeah.
popped open.
well, it's hard with the cards to know because it's like in the corner and not the center apparently
Yeah.
for the RFID. But yeah, no, the card works now perfectly. It's it's they've taken like what they do at Velocicoaster and perfected it with these double-sided lockers.
Yeah.
The
I
area
like
is
them.
much bigger. It feels more like you're moving through like a direct path,
Hmm.
and on the way out there's no confusion. I think having that door with the window at Velocicoaster and being able to see the other locker area is
Hmm.
confusing regular guests who are like, no, I use those lockers through there, like you can point to it and see it. Whereas
Yeah.
when you're exiting the Tron coaster, it looks like the same thing, so
Yeah,
you just instinctively go to your number and it's fine.
it's the same. Well, it's just a straight wall too. It's not like at
It's reversed
Velocicoaster.
still, but I don't know.
It
Like your brain is like, it doesn't question it. It's like, that's my
it is,
locker.
but it's not like at Velocicoaster where it's got like corners where you can kind of tuck into and stuff. This is just a wall, so you just
Right.
kind
Yeah.
of like follow the
Velocicoaster is
wall.
like reversed, like it's a different shaped room.
Yeah,
It's
it's
That's
weird.
what it is. Psychologically, it's not, doesn't work for some reason. But also, it's just so much bigger in there. There's like
It
more room
is.
to walk around and get around people when they're like taking too long.
Yeah, the lockers, the hallway the lockers are in, especially in the exit, are great.
Although it's worth pointing out, maybe that Sean Roselle had an issue the first time during previews where when the timer's up, they take all your stuff out of your locker and send it to Lost and Found.
Oh,
And you
that's
have to
rough.
like, yeah, so you have to like go within. I think that was very early on in previews. I think
Hmm.
they're going to work out hopefully what
That's
the timer is.
ridiculous. Wow.
Do not, under any circumstances, leave your stuff in the locker. Not saying he did. I'm just warning you. Do
Yeah.
not leave your stuff in the locker and go ride a second time. Take it
Nope.
out every time and then go and put it in a second time, because
Yeah.
the timer is only going to be set to one ride through.
Yeah, you're going to be going to Lost and Found all over the place.
I have had that issue on Mummy and something else, one of the Harry Potter rides, where the ride broke down and they didn't extend the timer out. And when I went to retrieve my free locker items, it's like, pay me $2.
You're like, no.
I was like, so I had to go in and attend it, and I'm like, it's holding my stuff hostage and it wants me to pay money, and my wallet is in my purse in the locker, so that doesn't make sense. But also, how I was only in there an hour. Like, wait, why is this not free? And they're like, oh, we must have forgot to set the timer. Like, oh, okay.
Oopsies.
So I think that might have been. I'm assuming that's what happened on Tron, and hopefully they get that down pat. They've gotten the loading procedure is way faster.
Yeah, it's gotten way better.
Like they ran out of people during our preview, although we might have been one of the last time slots.
I think we were one of the last, because when I got there before you guys, and the line was really far out. And then you were like, "How far is it?" I'm like, "It's way past the DVC thing." And then you're like, you get over there, and there's like no line. I'm like, it just
You
disappeared.
liar.
Like, I don't.
How dare you lie to me?
When I walked by earlier, it was really long, and then I came back, and it's still really long, and then you show up, and it's like non-existent. So don't ask me. I just work here. I don't know.
But yeah, the first when we went to the cast member preview, you and I, we waited in the back row with Sky, and that back row took a lot longer.
It did.
And I don't know. They've said, then when I went back the next week, they said that they've been working on figuring out how to tell regular guests how to fit their legs better.
Mhm.
Like they've worked out quick ways to get people into the restraint better.
Yep.
That because it's an awkward way to get into the ride vehicle. Like not only
Yeah.
that, you have to like go around the back of it to get to the other side. So like this is very time consuming. So people are getting off the ride and getting into line for the special seat who probably don't need the special seat. They just didn't know how to get into the ride vehicle.
For sure.
So they've worked out that, and they added the extra car, supposedly.
I do think that the back support makes it a little awkward getting on the bike because it's up, and I don't know if it might be just me, but as a motorcycle rider, you swing your leg over the bike. And I noticed that there's a lot of things that are like scuffed up from sneakers already because people don't know how to get on a bike.
Yeah.
Like, they slide their foot over the seat and it hits like all the plastic and everything, and you can't swing your leg because the seat back is there. So it's a little awkward getting on and off, but it's not too bad.
Once you've been on it once, it's easy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. I am taller.
If you're taller, it's
like,
a little easier.
I'm like, this is just like getting on a horse. This is easy.
Yeah,
It's not a problem.
If I have like the backrest and the back seat on my bike, then I have to get on that way where I slide my foot over the seat, which is really awkward still. But yeah.
You know what I do love though? The little compartment to put your like phone and wallet in the bike.
Yeah, it's great. It's a nice little spot.
It's got like a lot of room in there. It's easy to, it's right in front of you. Like once you're seated, It's got like a no slip material, so you can put your phone there and it won't slide around during the ride.
It's like a better place than the Forbidden Journey back a seat little thing that nobody
Yeah, that
uses.
the Forbidden Journey thing. It's real easy to forget your stuff there because it's
Yeah.
behind you and you just went on an adventure. Like you're not
I
gonna
don't think
remember.
anybody actually really uses it. I never see anybody slow down to throw stuff in there. I'm sure
Um,
somebody does, but
every once in a while, like if someone's got sunglasses on their head or something, a team member will tell them put it in the compartment behind them, and they're like, "I didn't know that was there." Like it's the only time anyone ever uses it is when they're
it's
told to use it.
it's like a little miniature room of requirement. Nobody knows it's there because it's not there. It just magically appears. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was good. But that's why at the end of the ride, he says, and don't forget to retrieve your stowed belongings, lest you want them confiscated by Mr. Filch. He's talking about the thing behind your butt.
Yep,
He's not talking about the lockers. He's talking about the thing you're actually riding with.
Yep.
No one knows that.
All right. So yeah, Tron in general is a win in my opinion. It's not like I said, it's not like a home run, but it's a win.
Okay, so here's a question.
I'll give it to Disney. Huh?
How long would you wait in line for this? No, wait, I know you don't like lines and you don't do lines because like we're local, so it's hard for us to gauge. Like I wouldn't wait 10 minutes for anything, but like what do you think is an appropriate time to wait in line for this? Having done it once already.
I don't think I would do more than 45 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, I would say up to an hour maybe, but like 45 minutes.
I'd say an hour is pushing it, but 45 minutes I'd probably wait for it. Like when you compare it to other things like Peter Pan that have like hour plus 2 hours, whatever.
No, it's Peter Pan's like 70 plus always, and I will never wait more than 30 minutes for that.
I was shocked. I won't ever wait more than 10 minutes for that. I've been on it enough anyway in my lifetime. Yeah, I think 45 is probably about where I'm at.
Because like It's a Small World is a ride I actually really enjoy, but at the same time, if the wait time is more than 10 minutes, I won't go on it.
Yeah, of course not.
It's one of those things where like I have to gauge it. Like I've seen wait times be like walk-ons. Why would I wait anything for this?
Exactly.
But like Tron's probably always going to be popular, so I'd wait up to an hour, but I think 45 is a good number. That's about what I would wait for like Mummy or what I would wait for things I actually like. So yeah, that works.
Yeah, I think that's about right.
Now, I like the first day that Standby was available for Rise, I think I waited like 2 hours and then an hour and then 45 minutes and then an hour. Like I wanted to see how many times I could ride it in one day. But like that's because it was new. Like Standby was newly available and I wanted to test it out. But like
yeah, that's a lot.
Rise nowadays, I don't like waiting more than 50 minutes.
Yeah, I don't think I'd wait. As much as I like Rise, I don't think I'd do more than a 30-minute. Unless I had someone like if I had an out of town person and they really wanted to do it, I'd do whatever.
Well, yeah, if I have an out of town person, I've waited 2 hours for Hagrid, so yeah, all bets are off.
I'm just saying though, like as a local, nah, I'll come back and do it another time or check on it later or something.
I'm weird. I mean? I'll wait in line because like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna be on my phone all day anyway. Might as well wait in line.
Yeah, I don't like lines.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
We had other stuff to talk about, right? Tron, it's fine. It's good. It's fun. It's a win in my opinion.
It's a bright and colorful, happy place inside that building. That is my new happy place.
Sometimes it's orange.
The music's already good on its own, but I want to put headphones on and listen to the casino level on Sonic the Hedgehog 2 while I go through it. It's layered. Like you go on Rock and Roller Coaster and it feels all like one layer. Like you're on the road going through Hollywood. You do loop-de-loop around the palm trees, but for the most part, it's all one layer. This is like, you can see it's stacked. They're like 3 layers deep in this building and you're going down each layer. It's kind of feels neat.
It's cool. I like it.
It's a layered Sonic the Hedgehog level.
Like I said, not a home run, but I think it's a win regardless. It's fun. I like it.
Do you like it better than Space Mountain?
That's rough.
Yeah, Space Mountain is rough.
Yeah, but that's like nostalgia versus this is fun.
Yeah, nostalgia versus shiny and new. Literally shiny and new.
Yeah, literally. I don't even know if I can answer that. They feel like 2 different kinds of rides to me, too.
Oh, they are.
By a lot.
Very, very different. We went and did Jungle Cruise. We did Haunted Mansion. We like made a night of it on Friday. And I this park was already so well-rounded. It's weird that they're over-rounding it.
Yeah.
But there's just so much good there.
Jungle Cruise was great, though. We got our joke. It was amazing.
We did Little Mermaid too. We all fit three of us in one,
Yeah, yeah.
one
Jen's about to
clamshell.
hop in the shell with us, and there's nobody on the like. We could have all had our own shell. There's nobody in that
I
line.
asked the cast member, I'm like, can we all fit into one?
He goes,
Because
yes,
he was directing us to one clamshell, or at least it was the end of the night. He was just directing everyone by pointing broadly toward clamshells.
Yeah,
But like, we were the only ones in the queue. We were the only ones on the load platform. Can we all fit in the same clamshell? Yes. Are you sure?
yes,
Yes.
yes.
And
No,
I think he was doing it just as a lark.
he was totally messing with us, and I will give him. We did, but it was not comfortable.
I think I dislocated my hip. Because I was in the middle and your two butts on either side of me was squishing and compressing my bones.
But at least we have a memory now, so hopefully that person wasn't messing with us because it makes it funnier. But yeah, we got like halfway through. I was like, okay, how much longer is this?
And it started going slow when we had to go back up an incline.
Yeah, was
it Jen that said it's having trouble pulling us up?
So good. So good.
We have the memory though, but we also have the knowledge to never try that again.
Yeah. It was 3 adults do not fit of any size, in my opinion.
At least we didn't try that at Mansion, because I almost tried that at Mansion, which also has wider seats. But
it does. I wasn't sure what your plan was, so I went all the way to the right, and then when you guys hopped in your own doom buggy, then I went and centered myself and had fun.
But like that one doesn't rotate like electronically. It like just like wiggles and waggles when it rotates. So like if we had all three been in that one, imagine the thrashing it would have done on its wiggle waggles.
The mechanical turning instead of like a digital.
Yeah, the Little Mermaid's more precise turning, I think. Anyway, we had a nice time.
So good. Yeah, it was awesome.
No, yeah, the only other thing we saw Splash Mountain construction for Tiana's Bio Adventure, and there's a giant hole in the wall.
They're going to town over there.
Tons of scaffolding. They're just people with like chainsaws just tearing it down.
They're just going to town on that thing.
But we ate at Pecosville.
We did.
And it didn't occur to me, like we did a Patreon show, patreon.com/themeparkstop, where we talked about Disney rumors and what we thought and speculation and what we thought might happen.
Just $1.
And we mentioned like rumors for Tiana's Bio Adventure, but we forgot that there's a rumor that they might retheme Pecos Bills and Tall Tale Inn as Tiana's Palace quick service, because that's what they're doing over in Disneyland. They announced it over there.
It makes no sense. I still think the horseshoe is a better idea for that.
Yeah, but that makes even less sense because then it's farther away from her ride.
I'm not saying that's what I'm saying. I know it makes no sense, but it seems better.
Oh, well, because that building already looks like her restaurant.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It already has the upstairs. It's also right across from an actual riverboat.
It is. See, it makes sense.
But that building is
ride.
really tiny, and it's like that's why it's expensive. Like you can't fit that many guests in there. Whereas Pecos Bill is massive. You could definitely pack in a lot of people who want to, even if you just want to pick up some beignets. It would be nice to have the convenience to just get a snack. What'd you think of the food at Pecos Bill's? What did I ask you? Like, would you be sad if it went away?
I wouldn't be sad at all if it went away. I got a taco. I got 3 tacos, and one of the shells was like falling apart. So I kind of ate that one. The meat is okay. The yellow rice is weird.
The beans were good.
I will say at least that the meat has flavor, unlike the rest of quick service burgers at Disney. But
that's why we went there instead of Cosmic Rays, even though I wanted my chicken nuggies. No, the fajitas were better because at least they weren't already in the wraps, so the wraps weren't falling apart. So I did like that, but the pork was dry.
Yeah, the pork was dry. I wouldn't try it because it was too dry. I think if we do it again, though, I would probably just do nachos or something.
Right, the nachos were good. The queso's good. The chips are good. The guacamole used to be great, but now they have little like pre-portioned store-bought things with a lid, like the Totino salsa too. Like it's weird that they used to have this toppings bar before like the pandemic happened, and they at one point had all you can just scoop out guacamole, and they trusted people with it, and I was like, this is heaven. I was just like, this foolish mortals. But now it's like the same cups you get at the movie theater of Totino salsa and guacamole.
And you get like the packet of sour cream, and I didn't even have any cheese on the tacos, and they give you like this little dish for my tacos of like lettuce and tomato, and there's no cheese.
It wasn't.
And there wasn't enough lettuce and tomato for my tacos for all 3 of them. It's not great. Disney needs to work on their quick service. It's not
at least it was different than burgers and chicken nuggets. but
Like I
it's
said,
not. It
I
wasn't
don't hate
great.
life, but I would never choose it intentionally, like as a goal. Like I would rather just go get it. I think next time I'm just gonna get like a pepper jack pretzel or two. Those pepper
Well,
jack cheese
yeah,
pretzels are
Jalen
great.
went and got a Mickey bar.
He
Maybe he's
did.
smarter than us.
Probably. Or even the egg rolls were right there too. Probably they're not great, but it would have been something.
This reminded me though of when we went to Monsters Cafe and we
Oh yeah,
were
yeah.
talking about how like this might be the last time we go here before they retheme it, and we were right.
Yep, we
So
were.
maybe Pecos Bill, like they hadn't announced monsters turning into minions when we ate there, and they haven't announced this turning into Tiana when we ate there. But maybe this was
Maybe that was
like
our
the
shot.
first and last time we were ever going to eat there.
That was it. We're done. That was the shot.
But at least at Monsters, we actually liked the food.
Yeah, we did. That food was pretty good.
I mean, the Pecos Bill food was, I mean, compared to what the
Fine.
other options there at Magic Kingdom, like all the quick service Magic Kingdom was pretty bad.
Don't fool yourselves, kids. Go to Skipper Canteen if you're gonna eat in that park.
Skipper Canteen is really good. You know, I actually like the Plaza.
You know, I haven't eaten there in a while, so I can't say anything about that.
It also needs a reservation, but like it's quick service quality food, but it's quality quick service food.
That's cool. We should try that
Even
sometime.
though it requires a reservation. Like you can still get fries, but you can get Figaro fries with like all the fun toppings.
We should try that sometime.
They have a club sandwich and it's like, it's fairly decent.
No, I'm also at that.
I want them to expand the seating there and turn that into a quick service.
I'm okay with the club sandwich, but maybe I'll find something else in there.
They have endless milkshakes.
Oh, okay, we're good with that.
You order one and they just keep bringing you more.
I keep hearing that Tony's is getting better too, so I might venture into there someday.
Oh my God. I haven't tried that since 1998.
Yeah,
I don't believe you.
I don't believe it either. That's what I'm saying. I want to go try out for myself.
No, I forgot it even exists because
I think most people
it was so bad. Crystal Palace ain't that great, but breakfast is fun and you get to meet the Winnie the Pooh characters.
I like the Animal Kingdom character meet breakfast.
The Africa one?
Mm-hmm. Or like
they
that.
have
The
breakfast
buffet
there?
was good. They used to. I don't know if they do. I don't know what's going on with the character meet and greet breakfast, but they used to. It was really good. It was like a buffet style.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good. It had a lot of really good food.
I forgot that existed.
It was good. I like that.
It probably still exists. I know the lunch does. Dinner does.
I don't really do character stuff. I kind of did that for a special trip. So it's not usually my MO.
No, we don't usually do it too, but we did it. We did on our honeymoon. We did a couple of character ones, including Crystal Palace, and it's fun. It's neat to go into the park before it opens. Anyway, Tron's good. Don't listen to the haters. It's fine.
No, please. You have to give them some kind of win, even if it's a little one. You can't just nonstop hate them. It's not going to benefit anybody.
They can hate. People can hate. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm just personally, I had way more fun than I was expecting.
Be constructive with your hate if you're going to hate. Don't just hate on it. Come up with solutions and why you don't like it. So
I really like
too
the
short.
area.
They should have done this.
I like that sign that says Tomorrowland at the entrance from Fantasyland.
Because they sent us out the back door this time.
Oh, that's what we should talk about. We should talk about how we enjoyed it because we didn't have to deal with virtual queue.
Oh, yeah.
And that
too.
Starting April 4th, I'm going to hate this ride.
Boarding groups, here we go.
Right. I think that it might come down to like being able to access the ride always impacts how much I like or dislike a ride. Transformers the ride, one of my favorite rides. If it had a long wait, didn't have single rider, and I couldn't get on it easily, I would hate it. It's terrible.
Of course.
But because I could just walk right on it, it's my favorite ride. So Tron is like going to be probably stuck in this limbo of, well, I remember the good old days when I used to like that ride, but now it's behind a weird paywall and I hate it. So,
yeah.
Like, I'm going to have to get up at 7 a.m. on April 4th, try to make a boarding group. You can't make a paid lightning lane until the park opens. And by then all the times are gone. So, and what stinks about that is you can only ride once. Like when new rides come out, I don't mind waiting in line 2 hours for a new ride and riding it 2 or 3 times in one day.
Yeah.
I'm weird like that. I want to enjoy a new thing. Like I've done all the other rides. They're dead to me. I want the new thing.
I don't mind waiting in the preview lines. I don't want to wait for hours for a ride though.
Yeah, we didn't have to wait too bad on AP preview. It was like an hour, I guess, total.
It didn't even feel like it. We were it was pretty steady. The movement was pretty steady.
That's because you were with friends that you like.
I do? No, I'm just kidding.
I like that when we went to go take a picture, a selfie of us, it all turned orange in the background.
They knew the villains were here.
We were making jokes about being Team Orange the whole time.
They knew.
So Tron, it's fine. If you can get on it, it's a good ride.
45 minutes. That's my limit.
If you can get a boarding group. Yeah, so well, the boarding group just gives you the authority, the right to wait an hour in line.
Exactly.
So you have the joy of waking up at 6:58 in the morning, and the fear of not getting a pass, and then the joy of waiting an hour in line when you get there.
Yay! See, you're ruining my argument that this is a little bit of a win now. So you're making.
Oh yeah, sorry. I had to bring us back down to reality that we still have to deal with the realities of how Disney organizes their operations.
Horribly.
How in the world is Cosmic Rewind staying on virtual line after this ride opens?
No idea.
How in the world?
No idea. It's
They're
forever.
dispatching trains empty at the end of the night. Why are... at least
Forever.
It's easy to get the 1 p.m. drop. That's the good side, I guess.
I guess. Well, especially as a local.
Well, yeah. So, like, if I don't wake up at 7 a.m., but you have to have an Epcot reservation.
Mm.
That's the thing, too. Because it's both rides, it doesn't matter. You can't park hop to one and do the other ride. You can't. It'll be physically impossible to do Cosmic Rewind and Tron in the same day.
Unless you do Tron first and get lucky with an early group and then get back over for the 1 o'clock drop at Epcot.
No, because you can't park hop till 2 p.m.
Yeah, you can't get in.
So you have to buy an individual lightning lane. But you can't buy that until the park opens unless you're staying on site.
Right,
so you have to hope that hotel guests didn't buy up all the stock by the time the park opens.
Horrible.
Which if the park opens early, it's usually a better chance. But like if the park, like Epcot doesn't open till 10, there's no hope. You're not getting one.
No, nope.
So like the best you can hope for is making a boarding group for Tron at 7 a.m. and then buying a individual lightning lane for Cosmic Rewind when the park opens, and it's probably going to be at the end of the night. So you just woke up at 6:30 in the morning, and now you're going to be up till 11. Yep. Enjoy your day at Disney.
Yay! It's not stressful at all. If you're staying for more than one day, just do them on different days.
But also, you're spending extra money to do a ride that should be free. It should be included in your day.
It should be.
I can't believe Nene got me to park hop, and we did 3 parks in one day.
You did. You were exhausted, but you still hung in there.
I mean, it's not like I did much at Hollywood Studios. I ate chicken nuggets and left. I bounced. I was done.
Yeah. You were done. And we all went on Tower of Terror.
And he had gone up, he had done a whole day of work, went on an airplane, and did a whole day of 3 theme parks, and then went to bed after me. And I'm like, you're a trooper. Yep.
Nene's got all the energy.
I don't have it. I don't.
Nene gave me a pin from Super Nintendo World. Super sweet.
That's right. I got one too.
Super sweet.
Yeah, and it actually says Super Nintendo World, like Hollywood. It says Universal Studios Hollywood. There's like only 3 pieces of merch that say Hollywood on it.
Yep, it's awesome. Super sweet.
Oh.
Nene, come back to us.
We miss you.
Okay.
It's fine. One day we'll have to go over to LA.
Okay.
So Tron.
Yep. Tron is Tron.
Do you like the Tron movies?
Yeah, I do.
No.
I got nostalgia for the original one. I used to watch it with my dad, so.
The original one's kind of boring to me because I didn't really watch it much when I was younger. And now
draggy,
watching it again, it's a little hokey. I appreciate the hand drawn over animated stuff. Like they wore reflective suits and they thought they'd be able to automate the compositing. Yeah. They were wrong.
They were very wrong.
So they ink over it and it became an animated film at that point.
Very wrong. It still looks great though, especially for the time, the era that it was made in.
With the soundtrack and the production design, I love Legacy. I think it's a really fun movie.
I think it's good. I want another one, but I don't want the one we're getting. Stop trying to make Jared Leto a thing, okay?
Speaking of, Haunted Mansion looks good.
Oh, it looks fine.
It looks good.
It looks fine.
We're supposed to get the Hatbox Ghost later this year, you know.
Yeah, I know. We all know exactly where it's going to, don't we?
Well, yeah, right after the bride scene,
yeah,
right?
Of course.
That's where it goes.
Blank spot right there.
The spot it's always supposed to have been in. The ride vehicles are facing right there. He's supposed to be right there. I swear he better look just like the one in Disneyland. He needs to have the classic face. If he has a Jared Leto face, I'm going to be so mad.
Oh, no.
Is that a possibility?
Did I
just say that on the podcast?
Take it back.
Oh, no.
Take it back. Take it back. Wait,
No.
we don't really. No, it's a ride. I was gonna say we don't really affect movies, but it would be ride affected. So yeah, you got to take it back.
No.
Take it back. Take it back.
No, it's gonna be the Disneyland version.
Oh, nobody likes Jared Leto. See, I agree, Opal.
Anyway, go ride Tron if Disney lets you.
See what you. Now we're gonna get Jared Leto's face in that ride.
It's a fun time. I would love. This is like Velocicoaster. If I could, it would be first ride of the day for me every time I go to Magic Kingdom.
I like Hagrid's better. I'm a weirdo,
And
I guess.
Especially like even Velocicoaster, I don't mind waiting an hour or 45 minutes in the morning when I go to Islands Adventure. I run to Velocicoaster. Well, I walk quickly to Velocicoaster and I go on it at first ride of the day every time I go. I would love to do that for Tron. Disney, let me do that. Let me go be on Tron.
Eventually.
My
In
biggest
like 5
gripe
years.
with Disney is that I like their rides too much and they make it hard to get on them.
They make it hard to get into the park.
Yeah, Tron. It's fun.
Yeah, Tron's fun.
It's a fun time.
I'm gonna be worried about Jared Leto coming to Haunted Mansion.
Sit in the front and sit in the back. And the second to last row is just as bouncy as the last row too.
Yeah,
so
it's good.
You can still get a bike seat in the back.
It's good.
It's a fun time.
Opal's just as sad as I am about Jared Leto now.
I can't leave all this Jared Leto hate into the podcast. It's weird. It's negative energy. I'm not here for it.
You brought it up. You made it happen. You put this evil on us.
Ricky Bobby. Bye everyone.
Bye guys.